Yo, what is up, guys? It's the Nightwing at Way of Life Esports coming at you guys with another League of Legends video here today. This is going to be the LCS mid-season showdown first best of 5. So, as you guys already know, the LCS 2021 spring split regular season is over. The playoff teams are locked. Cloud9, TSM, Team Liquid, 100 Thieves, Evil Geniuses, and Dignitas, which is actually pretty crazy because Dignitas and, Evil Geniuses, they might not be lasting in the mid-season showdown, for a while because, they're going to be in obviously the losers bracket and they obviously, are going to be facing the losers of this match ultimately between Team Liquid or TSM or 100 Thieves and Cloud9. But the LCS has a new playoff name and it's a whole new look. 6 teams, as you guys have been probably well in the know about, because the LCS during this past season has all been about like rebranding. Tell tagline made by many. Well, it's been made by a lot of dog shit about a lot of these games we've been having to watch. Holy shit. But we have the first best of 5 of the LCS 2021 mid-season showdown, and it's Team Liquid versus TSM, 2 of the other biggest rivalries in the LCS. The last time these 2 teams faced was in the LCS 2021 spring split. Team TSM took down Team Liquid 2-0. Team Liquid took down TSM 2-0 in the LCS 2021 lock-in. And if you count the LCS 2020 summer split playoffs, TSM took down Team Liquid in a grueling best of 5 when Team Liquid had Broxa completely running it down. But nevertheless, it's all come to this. Winner moves on, and the loser goes to face either Dignitas or Evil Geniuses. So, as normally, I would be here either by myself, or T-Roo does LEC, or I'm mostly on a podcast. But I have a new guy. His name is Tasty Taco. What's up, man? How you doing, dude?
I'm great, man. It's been an easy day. I'm just chilling, ready to watch some League, but I'm really excited about this one. We've been seeing a bunch of best of 1 stuff.
This is a banger, man. TL versus TSM. What a way to kick off the LCS 2021 mid-season showdown. So I'm going to be pretty much fair on both sides. We're going to run down the teams, their play styles, how they normally like to draft, and then we're going to obviously predict the winner. Now, if you think about this matchup and you just take off the biases that both sides will have, if I'm looking at this objectively, then TSM probably should be winning this 3-2, right?
I think, yeah, 3-1, 3-2. It should go TSM.
Yeah, actually it should, because if you're looking at how TSM has been playing this overall LCS 2021 spring split, TSM has actually, with considerably weaker players, looked better than TL, and their drafting is still kind of questionable to a certain extent. Even the players in TSM Legends meme on Bjergsen's drafting, but Power of Evil and Sword Art are still really strong players, but Team Liquid also have really strong players themselves, and this is going to be one of those, I think, epic best of 5s where it goes like, fuck, you want both teams to move on, but at the end of the day, only one team is going to be able to move on. So let's start with the top lane. You have Alphari versus Huni. Who do you got?
Oh, I feel like Hooney's really stepped up this season.
He really has, though. He really has.
He has been showing a lot of us that we were maybe too early in saying he was over the hill. So, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine, man. I would say Alphari has definitely been either the best or the second best top laner in the LCS currently right now, right? But Huni is not a player that, has looked bad himself. But if we're looking at overall who the objectively better top laner is, I think Team Liquid does win that.
Yeah, I think Team Liquid does win that, and I think Santorin plays very well around his top triangle.
And you also have the next position, which is the jungle position, which is Spica versus Santorin. Credit to Spica and Santorin. They both have looked pretty good throughout the whole split so far. To a certain extent, I think Santorin has had way worse weeks than Spica has.
Oh yeah.
Because, dude, there were games where, everyone was saying, Santorin, bro, they had this massive TL fucking cock in their fucking throats and their balls dangling on their mouth. Bro, Santorin is gonna be the next big thing for Team Liquid. I mean, in some of the matches he's been that way. Like I haven't seen that a lot out of him. You know what I'm saying? Like Spica has been a pretty much defining factor for TSM, at least in the early game, to the point where it doesn't all fall apart for them. But what do you
Yep.
think?
No, I agree. Santorin has shown that there are games where he has excellent pathing, where he knows how to control his zones, control his vision, and he really just makes the game tilt on its side for the other team. Spica is very much, I think we can't talk about jungle without the support and jungle synergy.
Yeah.
But Spica has Sword Art, who admittedly he does speak some English, but he's still transferring over. He's still getting in the groove, and it's been what, a month and a half, 2 months since he moved all the way to America. That's a pretty big step. So I think as the split goes on into summer, they might look better, but I think Santorin just has it on this one.
I was gonna say a tie by how they've both been playing. And slight edge to Spica for me personally, because there's been some games where Santorin has looked just utterly irrelevant. But in most of TSM games, Spica's doing something, you know.
I think that in best of fives, you'll have more time to adapt and download your enemy, so to say. And historically, Santorin has shown at least some progression in best of fives. Now, I'm not saying that he hasn't choked a few fifth games.
It's
but,
crazy because this was this is gonna be a junglers finals what's that? From last LCS 2020 summer split playoffs, Spica and Santorin faced off against each other in the finals when FlyQuest faced TSM, and Spica and Santorin went to 5 games when they were playing with their respective squads from last year. It's just more along the lines of, I think that this is a tie for me, but you're giving the slight edge to Santorin, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because of the synergy with Core JJ, who is a known quantity.
And in the mid lane, you have Jensen versus Power of Evil. Now, objectively, if you're looking at this, most people would say it's a tie, right? This split, even just this split, for this specific best of 5, I am giving this matchup to Power of Evil. He has looked so much better than Jensen. This split in particular. Now, I love Jensen. I think Jensen was highly underrated all of his time in NA. You know, I think he was better than Bjergsen for a good majority of his time here as well. Even before Bjergsen decided to retire in the 2020 offseason, Power of Evil has shown to not only be a stabilized carry, but right when his team funnels the resources into him, the game is actually over. And it was shown in the TSM games earlier on when they played against each other just recently, was that once they gave Power of Evil enough resources, he won the game. Now, I think later on they'll have a fully decked out Power of Evil style team. And this split, I'm being honest, dude, Jensen has not looked that good. He's still good, but he's not the same powerhouse mid laner.
He's not the thing you think of when you look back historically and look at the lane pressure, the dominance, that kind of thing. He's been playing a bit of a slump season, I want to say, but Power of Evil has just been so incredibly consistent. Through his games, he shows that put him on a control mage, don't let the mid lane absolutely collapse around him, and you will have something to play for as a win condition every single late game, as long as he just doesn't get cracked like an egg.
Looking at Jensen, like, even the champions he does play well, like Ryze, and then you also had Seraphine in the mid lane, you had TF Steel, just the classic mid lane champions. They've just looked worse than Power of Evils, though. Like, Power of Evil has just played better this whole split. Like, if people are talking, like, him as, like, you know, the best mid laner in the LCS, I mean, I couldn't disagree with you. He's definitely looked amazing.
Off the top of my head, I can't say there's another one that easily surpasses him. I won't say that.
I guess he's tied with Perks, but, you know, Perks hasn't looked the best either.
Yeah. Like, I want to say Perks and Power of Evil, but that's two very different playstyles. And Perks has some, let's say, international moments.
Okay, I know what you're doing there.
It-
Those international. Okay, I got you. I got you. Thank God for throwing that in, because I was gonna be like, wait a minute, what is he saying? NA's not that good.
but yeah, I agree completely. Power of Evil just feels
I
like
think
the
Power of Evil
better
takes
mid laner
this.
here.
Yeah, he's just on. He's just at. It's not even at a different level. It's just he's just playing better as of recently than Jensen has. And you have the. I guess if you want to count the bot lane together, you have Lost versus Tactical, and then you also have Sword Art versus Core JJ. That is
I feel like
interesting
this one
bot
is
lane.
clear. I feel
Really?
like this
Okay.
one is clear for me. However, I still think that I feel like TL has the lead on this one. I'll say that out the gate. But I feel like TSM is very much in a position where throughout a best of 5, they can whittle away at maybe the mentality of Tactical if they really focus him.
See, with the bot lane right now, it's not that I want to say they're even, because I do think it's slightly favored on either side. That's why I would say it's
Mhm.
even, because
Mhm.
Sword Art makes up most of the difference bot lane when it comes to
Mhm.
him and Lost. Core JJ makes up most of the difference with him in Tactical, but also with Core JJ, he is so integral to Team Liquid's success that if he starts not having a good game, it's very noticeable that they are actually getting behind during the games. Sword Art, he has shown also it's the same thing. It's literally like two sides of the same coin. They are just so impactful towards their team. But Sword Art has also had, I think, more effective carry performances lately than Core JJ. If that's just how I see the teams actually personally right
Yeah.
now. Lost
Yeah.
is an interesting player to talk about, because the first weeks of like between like the LCS 2021 lock-in, then you also have like where we're at now before they play their best of 5. They really honestly like he's better as of now, but if you just count his recent other performances, he looked pretty, not so good,
Mhm.
right? But I
Pretty
do think
mediocre.
if you put him on champions like who's in the meta right now? Samira, right?
A Jinx, say
Jinx, Kaisa,
Kaisa is gonna
Samira.
be heavy
You think
banned,
he
I
can play
think.
Caitlyn? Like, my thing with Lost is that if
I
he is
don't
a
think it's
stable
about
80,
him being
if he's
able to
stable,
play Caitlyn. Oh, go ahead,
no,
go
you're
ahead.
fine.
I think it's can the team play Caitlyn around him? And I think that's a yes, because it's a very pressure heavy. You're trying to rotate, you're trying to move your pieces and then push them out of areas where, say, you can gain a legitimate advantage. Like push them out of the mid area, take the mid tower, and then immediately rotate out. You're not trying to play this slow and steady, like controlled style. You're trying to immediately rotate through the turrets if you're playing Caitlyn and just burn down objectives. I think that yes,
But
he
that's
can
putting
play that.
Lost in a hard carry position, though.
Hmm. And I think he can do that.
You
I
think he
do.
can? Okay, that's a hot take.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna fall on his face and fall flat. It's like a fucking pie. It's like when a clown throws a pie in your face.
Honestly, I'd be okay with watching that too.
It's just more like I'm not trying to have people comment going, "Oh my god, he's saying Core JJ's bad." Never did I say that. I said if he is not
No.
having a good game, they are going to struggle, because if you look at just the top side once again, I think Alfari pretty much smashes Huni. I think most of what the first few games are going to be is just Alfari taking over the game top lane like he did when Team Liquid faced C9 in all of their games, and in the LCS 2021
Hmm.
lock-in, he was just an absolute monster. There's been games where if Alfari is on specific team fight champions, then he doesn't look like as a dominant carry, but that's only because, champions like Gnar, champions like Kennen, well, they make impacts in team fights, so you're kind of judging him based off team fights. Huni has been a pretty stable top laner when you give him Shen, Gnar, things like that, right? Even Gangplank he's
Yeah.
looked pretty solid on. So it's like you have a stable, solid top laner versus a hard carry top laner. I guess it really depends on which side of the map Spica is playing to. If Spica is playing towards Huni's side of the map, I've seen it work out for them. They've beaten Team Liquid before, so it's not like
Yeah.
Team Liquid even having the much better players makes a difference with them. It's more like
But I think if
TSM.
he's playing,
Yeah,
I think if Speak is playing top side of the map, it's going to be on like putting out fires, damage control, rather than
really?
creating a carry out of it.
You're like, okay, house is on fire. Get the Spica over here.
Yeah, I just think Alfari is a better top laner that is going to make a how can I put it? How can I put it? He's going to make an impact throughout the game. Huni, it's possible for him to just run it the fuck down. It is what it is. If he coin flips it, then we're going to have a rough life.
So, who do you think actually so far has been drafting better between all of the teams' games so far?
Man,
because if we're praising it N18s for their
TSM.
drafts, if we're praising it N18s for their draft, oh man, what life are we living in here?
Better, less bad, I guess.
I would say they're
TSM.
about tie. Yeah, probably the
I
slightly
guess.
the slight edge toward TSM, because when I'm looking at a lot of the TL compositions, a lot of their compositions are pretty much designed to be a lot more faster paced, aggressive. They're not really fast though. Like, Team Liquid really aren't a fast-paced team. It really depends on the composition. Like, depending on which composition you give TSM, there's a good chance they smash a game in 25 minutes. They did it before against Team Liquid, and I think they team fight better than Team Liquid as well. The issue here is, if Spica is put in an unfavorable position earlier on, like when there was the Cloud9 game against TSM earlier on this split, where, like, Blabber just actually opened up Spica's asshole and put a fat dildo in there. And then, but he, credit to Spica, he played through that. He actually played through that, and
that was such a good game to watch. It made me sad to see, like, he went so far down.
Oh, dude, that was disgusting. Oh my god, dude, that was great for TSM fans. Shitty for me, right? Fuck, you know. Yeah, Blabber's over here just like gaping that asshole, and then Spica's just like, oh yeah, let's have my team carry me. But that shows mental fortitude, and I think. Even that's another thing. Who has the better mental fortitude, TSM or Team Liquid? Because looking at it, Team Liquid just won the lock-in tournament not too long ago. I guess people say it doesn't count, but they did win something recently. But they've looked pretty solid as the split went by after having a pretty bad start. TSM, bad start, also looking solid. I mean, I think the matchup is either way, honestly. You could make legitimate arguments for both sides. But if you take just what happened in the split alone, TSM did look better for a good majority of it. They look consistently doing it. I think that when it comes to this series in particular, you're the kind of factor in Team Liquid do have the better players. I still believe that. But that doesn't always guarantee the win. And we're talking about NA, so, you know, even more so not guaranteed, you know?
Man, we flip wins back and forth like it's nothing. Absolutely nothing. Another factor is the draft. The draft is very much something that we'll have to keep an eye on because it can be lost, absolutely lost.
Man's over here making puns like no tomorrow, guys.
Oh, man. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, the TSM draft has been kind of ugly at times. Like they just don't seem to understand their win conditions. Maybe, I don't know.
Some of the times, this last game that they played against Golden Guardians for this last week of the LCS 2021 Spring Split, TSM drafted Gragas, Olaf, Azir, Tristana, and Nautilus, and they completely smashed Golden Guardians. But you're playing against Golden Guardians, so you know, you pretty much guaranteed a win. You literally guaranteed a win just by playing Golden Guardians.
I mean, what about CLG?
Oh no! Because hey, Team Liquid lost to CLG. That's true. I'm glad you brought that up. They did lose to CLG with It's more like if it's not about that TL don't have good players. If the team with considerably weaker players has a better sense of where they're at on the map, they can take over the game, and that, I guess, it throws TL off. But we did see in the best of fives they did play recently, they were pretty adaptable in best of fives. They knew that Cloud9 in that last game was going to play through Fudge. Alfari completely smashed him. So, wow. Oof. This is going to be a tough one to predict. It's like when you're drafting consistently for, like, Core JJ, if you want to have him on just playmakers, having him on just like Alistar, Leona is fine. Having Power of Evil on Jensen, not having Power of Evil on Jensen, yes, he's probably going to be winning the matchup to a certain extent. Having Power of Evil on Azir, Orianna is fine. That's what most matchups are anyway. Azir, Orianna, Syndra. Dude, remember what people said? It was going to be
Maybe some
Assassins?
TF.
Dude, people said it was going to be Assassins. I was like, no, bro. This shit's going to be Syndra, Orianna, and Azir.
Yeah, no, not a chance. I was hoping, but no. And I mean, it's still better than like 2016, 2017, like the tank meta, the ardent
Oh no,
sensors.
no more of that. Meatballs just fighting each other. Hell no. Ooh, this one is gonna be hard, man. Like, there's not a wrong answer though, because I still think these teams could potentially still move on to the next round and face each other again, given how these scenarios actually work. I could see either one of these teams being in the finals by how good they've actually played.
All right, yeah. Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that it's probably, I know this is a long way away, and I'm probably going to change my answer. Don't hold me to it, but I think it's going to be TL and C9 finals. I think TSM is going to go farther than 100 Thieves. I'm sure they're going to go farther than EG and probably Dignitas. That depends on a lot of things, but I just don't think they make it all the way. I think that either Cloud9 beats them or Team Liquid just ruins their mental, and they crack and fall out of the tournament because I don't know. I just have this like preconception of Huni, maybe it is.
I'm purely just judging him based off what we've seen this past split, and he's looked good, and he's
looked good, but
it's nothing towards Alfari's level though. That's what you have to also acknowledge too. Is like he's gotten to a stabilized point where people thought he was just going to be a run it down, dirty inting coin flipper, but still not the same level Alfari's at. It's just you. Well, what's that saying? I calls it like I sees it. But for Power of Evil, I could say that he's been playing better than Jensen. I could say Spica has had more better performances than Santorin, and then also vice versa. I can say that, TSM's bot lane has been more impactful in certain games than TL's has, and then vice versa. That's why I said there's not really a wrong answer here. And I hate TSM with a burning passion. And that's why I'm saying TSM's gonna win 3-2. No, my boy Jensen. Nope, you can't win this time, buddy. TSM winning 3-2. I think this series is going the distance. You have really strong squads here. And I do love Jensen, one of my favorite players to watch in the LCS of all time. But I think this time around, I think TL is the better team in certain key areas you need it to be. And they did also beat Team Liquid, early on during the split. And that's why I'm going to say TSM win this best of 5, 3-2. But I think it's going the distance. I think, Team Liquid start off strong, one game, back and forth consistently. Let's start it there. But
I think maybe game 2 goes to TSM, but I call it.
He's gonna say TL. He's gonna say Team Liquid. No, okay, yeah. I like that though. I like that. There you go.
The more I look at it, I just feel like TL is probably gonna take it, unless it goes super late game, and then there's no hope against just Power of Evil being, a 60-minute Azir.
So you're saying Team Liquid 3-2?
3-1.
3-1. Oh, okay. He's like, we're getting this over with quick and easy.
I think it's
taking out the trash.
Either way, I think it's going to be a 3-1, whichever way it goes.
Even if it's a 3-1, I still think the games will be close. I think that this is still going to be a good enough quality best of 5.
Smashes. I don't see smashes. I don't see like a 10k gold lead at 15
Game
minutes.
1, I see that. I see a 10k gold lead game 1 with Alfari because he's just that good. He's going to just tear apart Huni's asshole repeatedly.
You're ready for it. You're watching for this.
I'm ready for this. Because I'm predicting TSM. And my mind says TSM. My heart says Team Liquid. But Reginald is such a great LCS owner that I gotta go for TSM. Yeah, I'm capping it.
God, okay.
You're like the amount of cap that was in that one sentence is insane.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Anything else you want to say? Before we head out of here.
This is just going to be TL TSM.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, this was
Um.
just obviously, as you guys now know, the content is moving more focused to more, analytical discussion content. So the next best of 5 is gonna be 100 Thieves versus Cloud9. I'm not choosing the team right here. I'm not biased at all. There's nothing clouding my judgment. But I do think, because back then I would have probably predicted them together, but I think it's just more content and better way of looking at the teams objectively than bunching it all together.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because I think
And
that fundamentally TSM's playstyle holds off of TL's playstyle. Like, TL likes to be a little bit more faster paced, but TSM has always had like stabilizing players to hold off faster paced aggression, only just for NA standards. Internationally, they get absolutely just rolled.
yeah. And again, that's why I say if it goes late, we'll see what happens. But I just have it on TL. I think Alfari is going to be an absolute monster. I think Core JJ, as long as he hooks up with Santorin early, and as long as they start really making things happen and start rotating their people out of lanes and getting things going on the map, if they're not just in a 25-minute farm lane, I really see TL having the edge.
And guys, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, enjoy. I'm the Nightwing. Way of Life Esports is signing out, guys. Peace. Have a good day, and I'll see you later. Goodbye. Peace. And hopefully TSM, when they win, they don't try to, rub it in everyone's faces, but that's what they do. That's what you guys do. All right, guys. Peace. Goodbye.